Hey everyone, today I'll be going over all of the garden patterns that I've designed for Palia, starting with the 2 soil that you have to start with, and then going all the way up to blueberries and apples in a full 9x9. All of these farms are built around low maintenance, so they'll all have patterns that make it so that every crop has weed prevention and water retain, so you never have to weed it and you only ever have to water when you replant. You also don't need to worry about using fertilizer to achieve any of these effects because these patterns are made in such a way that every crop with weed prevention or water retain is next to every other crop. In addition, the goal is to grow as many crops as possible in a nice balanced format rather than just focusing on a single cash crop. We're here to build an ecosystem. If you want a gold farm, you can just go watch some cis white guy's YouTube video instead. I'm not here for that. Additionally, if you want to view all these patterns yourself, I've linked in the video description down below the spreadsheet that I created that has all of these patterns in all of the different sheets, as well as a garden planner to create patterns yourself. Here's the pattern for a 2-soil starter garden. To get your first 2-soil, you will need to complete Badru's Gardening 101 quest, which will give you the tools, seeds, and soil to first start your own farm. When you want to get more seeds, all you need to do is go to Zeki's General Store. You can buy more seeds there. And if you want more soil, then you can go to Badru's Gardening Guild Store. This pattern gives you everything that you need to get started with a low maintenance pattern that will also give you 2 cotton plants. Those cotton plants are important because you'll want them to craft the glider later. With 4 soil, we can now incorporate a good balance of every crop, incorporating wheat and rice into the mix. At this point, you might have reached gardening level 2, and if you don't have mining level 2 already, make sure to get mining level 2. You'll need the seed collector recipe from Badru's Gardening Guild Store and the basic smelter, copper bar, and ceramic recipes from Hodari's Mining Guild Store in order to craft the seed collector. The seed collector is important because now you can create seeds yourself instead of having to buy them. When you start to get star quality crops, put them into the seed collector specifically so that you can get star quality seeds, and those will increase the chance of getting star quality crops when planted. When you've gotten to 6 soil, you definitely want to make sure that you've been buying your watering can upgrades from Badru's Gardening Guild Store. They will help out as you increase your garden to water more crops at once. I've made sure that this pattern is easy to adapt from the previous pattern with the 2 left tiles mostly unchanged. I continue to do that with the rest of these patterns where I try to make sure that the next pattern builds upon the previous pattern. Finally, once you're at 9 soil, this is a fantastic garden pattern for farming every single basic crop. Once you reach gardening level 8, make sure that you buy the preserves jar recipe from Badru's Gardening Guild Store. This will let you pickle your vegetables, which not only creates a good food source, but also increases the sell value of all of those pickled vegetables. Here is a gardening pattern for once you have your first blueberry seed. The easiest way to get a blueberry seed is by completing Badru's level 3 friendship quest, which gives you 5 blueberry seeds. Alternatively, you can just be lucky from Zeki's Lucky Box, or you can spend gardening skill medals at gardening level 10 and up from Badru's Gardening Guild Store. This pattern is designed to let you just take the blueberry bush and put it into the 9 soil advanced pattern while ensuring that there's weed prevention, water retain, and that the blueberry bush has harvest boost. If you happen to get an apple seed before blueberry seeds, then you can use this pattern. For this one, all you need to do is take the 9 soil pattern and replace the middle with an apple tree. The easiest way to get an apple seed is to complete the level 3 friendship quest from either Zeki or Nayo. Same as with blueberries, you can also get it from Zeki's Lucky Box or using gardening skill medals at gardening level 10 and up in Badru's Gardening Guild Store. When you finally have 4 blueberry seeds, you can make the blueberry pie garden. Everything is still balanced. However, you do need to water the very middle tomato. You can either water it manually or use Hydrate Pro fertilizer to keep it watered, but that's the only maintenance you'll have to do. Here's the first of my 3 options for having a farm that supports both apples and blueberries. This one, you get to have 4 blueberry bushes and 1 apple tree. There's no space for any cotton. However, the apple tree in the middle does get growth boost. For the farmer who wants to grow a little of everything, this is the garden for you. This pattern only has 2 blueberry bushes instead of 4, but now there's space for cotton and a bit more rice and wheat. Finally, this is the cake baker garden. This is the ultimate farm that I've been using, as it allows me to grow 5 apple trees, 4 blueberry bushes, and all of them have harvest boost and growth boost. In fact, every single plant in this garden has harvest boost and growth boost. Now, you have to maintain this garden yourself. There is no weed prevention, there's no water retain. I have to manually water and weed this myself every in-game day, but it's worth it for the amount of fruit that you get from this garden. We've also maximized wheat in this garden for pie making, but the most important thing is you can use this for making cakes. And cakes are a fantastic way to not only increase your cooking level, but also power level your friends, because every single person who participates in group baking a cake gets 3 cakes. So that's a great way to help your friends get more gold, because they sell for quite a lot. And yes, this pattern does have some free slots that you can choose to plant some other crops in. I personally just fill it with more wheat and rice, but anything in those won't really affect anything else, so feel free to plant whatever you want. That's everything. Again, I made all of these with a spreadsheet that I created that I've linked in the video description. That spreadsheet also has the individual sheets for all of these patterns that you've seen here, so that you can see the breakdown grids of all of those there, and you can make any modifications to them if you'd like. Enjoy your paleo farming!